Tim Hudson is doing exactly what you would predict. He pitches deep into games, walks nobody, and gives the Giants a shot to win. On the other hand, the Giants offense is doing something nobody could predict. They're launching big fly after big fly and looking like one of the most powerful lineups in the league. Tonight, it's the rubber match. Next.
We've got another warm night here at AT&T Park as our fans filing in as we get ready to wrap up this homestand and this series, Padres and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. We mentioned it's warm, and anytime it's warm, Mike, if you're a pitcher, you better be on your game because there could be some runs scored.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, the Giants come into this game, and they rank third in the major leagues in hitting the most home runs. They've hit 33, trail only the Angels and the Colorado Rockies. So on a night like tonight, where it's going to be very, very still, not a lot of wind, and it's hot, ball's going to carry. So there's going to be some home runs hit. So that's the challenge for Tim Hudson. Keep that sinker down around the knees, get as many ground balls as you can, because you cannot trust anything hitting the air tonight.
All right. Should be fun tonight here at AT&T Park. When we come back, we just talked about the big fly, and when Amy G comes back, she's going to talk about the big fly as well. Amy G and the long ball right after this.
Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
Your San Francisco Giants looking to take the series tonight from the San Diego Padres. A big shutout win last night with a rubber match this evening and the very steady Tim Hudson on the mound. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and it is the final day of April. Your San Francisco Giants are in first place, and a lot of different parts of their game are starting to come together. And fans have seen a lot more offense this season than in previous years with the ground attack. Giants home runs. It's our forward right choice this evening. They currently rank second in home runs in the National League, and with 33 so far, it's the third most they've ever hit before May 1st all time. Only 2 other seasons in franchise history have they hit more. On a fun note, Belt, Morse, Posey all have 6 or more home runs before May, and the last trio to accomplish this, Mays, Cepeda, and Bailey in 1962. All right, as long as no one grabs a knife to cut a sandwich, you're going to see Tim Hudson square off against the Padres' Robbie Erlin. It's coming up shortly. Kruk and Kipe will have lineups and first pitch, but after these messages, we're going to check in with our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, so stay with us.
are in the ballpark as we get ready for baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. It is a warm 80 degrees here at the ballpark. Winds are calm, humidity at 29%, and the forecast is a warm night. See Tim Hudson as he gets ready to take the field. It's kind of a night that I would think pitchers, hitters, they all like this kind of weather. Here's the lineup that Tim Hudson will be facing. It'll be the speedy Everett Cabrera in the leadoff spot, followed by Max and Molly's kid. Then it's Smith, Grandal, and Jed Jerko just back after paternity leave. Then it'll be Yonder Alonso. He will hit sixth. Cameron Maybin, pretty good numbers lifetime against Hudson in 16 at bats. Jace Peterson, the young third baseman, will hit eighth, and Robbie Erlin, the lefty, will pitch him bat ninth.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Tim Hudson. We'll take a look at what he has done in 5 starts. 3-1 with a 2.19 ERA, 25 strikeouts against just 2 walks, 29 base runners in 37 innings. The opponents just hitting .203 against him. Look what he's doing against righties. He is beating them up. Hudson, 6'1", 175 pounder. He's 38 years old in his 15th year at the big league level. And lifetime against these Padres, he is 6-2 with a 2.78 ERA. Take a look at the walks and hits per innings pitched. And if you're under 1, I mean, that's ridiculous. That means you're averaging less than 1 runner an inning. What is acceptable at the big league level is 1.5. If you're allowing 15 runners every 10 innings you pitch, I mean, that's good. But 0.78 is, well, it's amongst the league leaders, and that's how good he's been. Take a look at the defense the Giants will put out there behind Tim Hudson tonight. Starting in the outfield, it'll be Morse, Perez, and Pence. Good arms across the board. Crawford and Arias on the left side of the infield. Hicks and Bell on the right side. Buster Posey will be in the squad, putting down the signs. And here comes the California hornblower. Hustling in for first pitch. Tonight it is hot, and there is very little, if any, wind at all. This ballpark is going to play small, and you will see lots of carry, much more than you normally see, especially to right field.
So here's Cabrera. Arias is in at third. Belt the same at first, and the first pitch of the ball game is a call strike. So we get started. What do you know? Right on time. Cabrera hitting at 295. He's had 2 hits in this series and 9 at bats. And he bounces this one to Belt. Belt will spin around, take it himself, and that's how this game gets started. 3 unassisted.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. The Giants need to jump start Brandon Belt. He has been in a funk, had a day off yesterday. 2 days of hard batting practice. He thinks he has a swing back. Tonight he will get tested. And Hudson, get that sinker working early. Wide, no wind. You need to get that ball on the ground as often as you can, because you cannot trust the ball in the air tonight. Lots of carry in this ballpark. And those are your Nissan keys to the game.
All right, good keys. Here's Venable. William at 207. He swings and misses. No balls in 1 strike. Venable had 1 at bat on Monday, and he picked up a base hit, and he went 0 for 3 in the game yesterday. On the ground to Belt. Belt on his way to tying a record, 2 down. You see, Mark Rippiger is behind the dish. Then it's now Vanover and Hernandez from first to third.
Rippiger is the first time we have had a chance to look at his strike zone. A young umpire that we have seen a lot of this year, as they've increased the number of umpires by 2 entire crews. And there's always crews in New York, which has caused the need for a lot of young umpires. And so far, we've really been impressed with these young umpires that we've seen.
Here's Seth Smith. And he takes down low. Smith at 273, a couple of home runs, 7 driven in. And he takes a strike. He's 2 for 11 lifetime against Tim Hudson. The Padres, this is the end of a 10-game road trip, and they're 4-5. They're 6-9 on the road, and they're 6-6 against the National League West. So Bud Black is actually mixed and matched, and he's won some games where they've had guys dinged up, paternity leaves, disabled list, slumping. So I think they're probably pretty pleased with a 13-15 record. Lifted out to Morris, and Morris will put it away to end the inning. So 2 ground balls and a fly ball. That'll mean Perez is coming up. 0-0. And the lefty Robbie Erlin, he'll be on the mound facing this lineup. It'll be Juan Perez. He's in the lineup. Pagan the night off. Hunter Pence, 8-game hitting streak. He's hitting second. Then it's Posey, Morrison, Belt. In the 6th slot will be Hicks. 7th Crawford. Joaquin Arias is in the 8th slot, and then it'll be Hudson pitching and batting 9th.
On the hill tonight for the San Diego Padres will be the Santa Cruz native Robbie Erlin, a Scotts Valley High School legend. He's taken his 5th start for the Padres, 1-3 with a 6.35 ERA, 20 strikeouts in 22 2/3 innings. He's got a high 3/4 release, which gives him a really an acute angle on a curveball, which is his best specialty pitch. But he's got a changeup and a slider to go with it. You're going to see a fastball that's going to be high 80s. He'll pop 90 a couple times, but he has to be fine with his command. He has to be able to work corners. Take a look at the defense playing behind Erlin tonight. It'll be Smith, Maben, and Venable. Cabrera, Peterson on the left side of the infield. Jerko and Alonso on the right side. And Yasmani Grandal will be in the squat putting down the signs.
And the first pitch is high and wide, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Perez getting at bats now and then. And consequently hasn't been able to put much together as he pops this one out of play. He's 1 for 11. As I mentioned, Angel Pagan will watch this one, at least for now.
A night off going into an off day, so he'll get 2 days off going into the first game in Atlanta, which Bochy likes to do as veterans.
High and deep down the left field line. It is foul.
Good. We almost see lightning striking twice here in 2 consecutive nights. Pablo Sandoval with a night off. So get that thing a little bit more to the right. Grandal came out and said, don't throw that one again.
Yeah.
And how far foul was it? Well,
judging by what it missed the pole by, not a lot.
yeah, it's one where you think that baseball gods are working against you.
This is popped up. It'll be Peterson down from third. One out. And that'll bring up Hunter Pence. Pence at 252, a couple of home runs, 9 RBIs, 1 for 4 on Monday, 1 for 4 last night. Faced Erlin 3 times. He's 0 for 3.
Erlin's trying to establish that outside strike, and he did not get a close pitch. That could have been called either way.
Buster Posey to follow. Pence, base hit, center field. Erlin had to come in, and Pence sent it right back where it came from.
Got it back in just about 2 more inches into the strike zone and whapped it right out where it came from. Last night, Buster Posey in the first inning measured out a big, slow curveball from Eric Stoltz and did this. It was the second home run hit in the inning. The first one by Angel Pagan. This one was number 6 on the year for Posey. And he made it look easy.
Pence with his lead, and Erlin will check on Hunter Pence. He's got 4 steals. He's been thrown out 1 time. Six home runs on the season for Buster Posey, 3 for 6 lifetime against Erlin. And he pulls a string, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
First pitch changeup. He will throw anything at any time. He has to. He really is a guy that has to finesse. He has to mix speeds, movement, and location.
Pence goes. Throw down to second. Not in time.
I thought for a second when Larry Vanover was pulling his arm back, that he was getting ready to ring Pence up.
Yeah, well, Bud Black just told Grandal to go out and talk to Robbie Erlin, which will give the replay specialist in the Padre clubhouse a chance to look at it.
That is not going to get changed.
So here's Buster Posey with a count of no balls and 2 strikes. Pence now with 5 steals on the season. At this rate, he'll have 20, 25 this year. Popped him up. It'll be Jerko who'll put it away.
Jerko just back from maternity leave, a new father. Major League Baseball allows you to leave the team for 3 days, and you can be replaced by somebody in the minor leagues for those 3 days. So we don't know how much sleep he's had, but he's back in uniform. And that's a bat that Bud Black's missed.
Yep. Here's Morris. Morris hitting .301. 6 home runs, 19 RBIs. Morris does not have a hit in 3 at-bats against Robbie Erlin lifetime. First base is open should Erlin choose to go after Belt. And a strike to even the count. Well, then a long look in, and Grandal trying to come up with the right fingers. Morris waiting patiently, and now he steps out. First sign after 2. And if I wiggle, just throw anything you want.
That's right. Don't worry about those.
1-2.
Changeup's been a good pitch. He had Posey way out front on a swing through with that same changeup, and he got it on the first pitch.
Driven to right. This is a fair ball, and it's off archway number 2. Coming in to score is Pence. Into second base is Morris with a double. 1-0 Giants.
If Robbie Irvin's going to stay on that outside part of the plate to Michael Morris, he's going to go to right field just like we saw. Really lets this ball get into him deep and stays in the outside location. I mean, that's just a guy that's using the whole field with a lot of power. You can see that there was no slide with the waist. He stayed right between the legs, rotated right through the back hip, and just launched it to right field. And that's 20 RBIs in the month of April. Pretty good April right there.
So here's Belt. Belt looking for his first hit on the homestand. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. I think the best thing for Brandon Belt right now and what he's going through is to face a lefty.
Why?
Just stay in there. Keep that shoulder in. Look at hitting that ball up the middle or the other way. Very high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, was that kind of a slump buster for you?
Look, I made enough contact where my slumps are not going to be swing and a miss slumps like Belt's. But yeah, I basically try to do that every time up. So that could have been I was in a slump a lot. One and 2.
You can see the concern in his face. Another swing through on a fastball. This is what has plagued him over the weekend.
Down low, 2-2.
Bud Black, the skipper of the Padres, former Giant. Great guy. And he has done a fantastic job in San Diego.
Belt pops it up. It'll be Peterson at third. Now Cabrera calls him off, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Giants pick up a run after 1-0 San Francisco.
Never gets old. I want to get that, I want to get that, I want to get that.
Here's our Geico quote, Bruce Bochy, on Yasmero Petit and his emergency start last night. Bochy said, "What a great effort. That's such a big lift. He saved us in Colorado, and tonight he saved us." Here's Yasmani Grandal. Grandal hitting at .236, a home run, 5 RBIs. 0 for 3 lifetime against Tim Hudson. Down low, 2-0. Jed Jerko on deck, and then Yonder Alonso. On the ground to Hicks. Hicks has got it. So on the 2-0 pitch, he gets the ground ball.
All right, time now for our AT&T U-verse rewind, and we're talking about Yasmero Petit. Last night, he was the man. 72 pitches, 50 strikes, 15 of 20 first pitch strikes, and he only had 2 3-ball counts on the night. He was absolutely in command. And that's our AT&T U-verse rewind.
Here's Jerko. Big swing from Jerko. He'll take a lot of those. No balls and 1 strike. 144 is average. He's in a bit of a funk. 4 for his last 28. Hudson hits the outside corner, and it's 0-2. To get Jerko to chase. Looked like a changeup. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Curveball. Didn't throw many. 2-2.
But he won't hesitate to throw. And that's the thing about him. I mean, he might have a curveball that he might use 4 times in a game. And he's not afraid to throw it 3-1 or 3-2.
On the ground to Crawford. Crawford gets a nice hop. 2 outs. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Well, gentlemen, it's no surprise Matt Cain getting a little bit teased for the incident last night with the kitchen clubhouse knife in the front of the line to tease him. Jeremy Affeldt, Matt Cain said he wasn't surprised. Jeremy had his own hand-cutting incident a few years back, and Matt has teased him relentlessly. Jeremy said this might be a little bit of karma involved. This definitely will be discussed, he said, and he might have some extra medication left over from his incident that Matt can use. Gentlemen?
Yeah, that fellow is pulling out every line he can find when it comes to what people said to him when he did it.
I don't blame him. He absolutely had to wear it. What goes around comes around.
On the ground to Hicks. Hicks to Belt, 3 ground balls, and Hicks will lead things off, followed by Crawford and Arias.
games from the National League East. The Braves are in town, the Marlins are in town, and there are some dynamic deals for some of those games. So check out sfgiants.com/dynamic deal. Tickets start as low as $8. 1-0 Giants. Here's Hicks. And the pitch to Hicks is down low. Hicks at 211, 4 big flies, 8 driven in. Hicks goes the other way and deep. Venable looking up, out of here. You don't see many to right field. Hicks just did it from a right-handed hitter.
34th ever since this ballpark opened up in 2000, where a right-hander has hit the ball out to right field. We talked about how this ballpark plays when it's hot and there's no wind. And right field opens up, and Brandon Hicks just takes advantage of it. He watched Michael Morse. He went up there with the approach to right field, and here's his reward.
It's really the only home run in the league where you can call it by the sound. If it hits that metal, it's gone. As Crawford takes a strike.
Morris right over there going, dude, I told you, right field, that's the answer tonight.
Crawford takes down low. Crawford, a shot, Maben almost overran it as that ball came back as Crawford hit it right on the nose.
All right, let's listen to it. Gone. Paul Nowert, first base umpire, singing the One Finger Blues.
Here's Arias. Arias takes an off-speed pitch for a strike.
Nice opposite field at bat there for Brandon Crawford, too, hit it to left center. That ball knuckled on Maben.
Arias hitting 132. He's 0 for 5 in his at-bats against Erlin lifetime. On the ground to third. Right there is Peterson. 2 down, and Hudson will hit. Hudson is 1 for 12. And he lines one into left center field, and he's got a base hit. So Hudson 2 for 13.
You watch him in batting practice, and you can tell. I mean, he knows what he's doing with the bat in his hand. You go back and see what he did at Auburn, and he had some incredible numbers as a hitter. Good balance through the swing, covers his zone well. Pablo Sandoval.
No better cheerleader in the league, right there.
No. When he doesn't play and he's got a night off, he is #1 with the pom-poms.
You consider this a hot night?
I do.
What do you think they're thinking back east?
Well, they would give a lot for a warm night about right now. It's
4 games canceled.
A little chilly back there and wet. But that's kind of what the theme was this winter, too.
Yep. Baltimore, canceled. Phillies, canceled. Boston, canceled. Foul right over the head of Hunter Pence.
New York, the Yankees canceled.
Some teams wish. Texas wishes they were canceled. Brewers wish they were canceled. How about the Atlanta Braves? They wish they were canceled.
They ran into a buzzsaw down in Miami. Marlins have been beating them up.
Cincinnati taking it to, or make that the Cubs taking it to Cincinnati tonight. Indians, they lost. They didn't win a game on their road trip.
Wow. That is a rough flight home.
And Perez out on strikes, and that'll end the inning. First strikeout for Erlin. Brandon Crawford hits his 5th of the year. It goes the opposite way. It's bye-bye baby, and it's 2-0 Giants.
On Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by the Bay Club. Live life to the happiest and get a free 3-day pass at bayclubs.com/free pass.
It's a 2-0 lead for the Giants. And the hitter will be Cameron Maybin.
They would take a little time to get in that box.
Yeah. And Hudson throws and a bouncing ball to Crawford. Crawford, belt, stay on your shoes tonight if you're an infielder.
Are these the kind of games that are fun for an infielder?
Yeah, last night, tonight.
I mean, that's 7 outs, 6 ground balls, 1 pop-up. There's not been a ball that has hit the grass in the outfield. And he's throwing 19 pitches, and that's the beauty of what a sinker baller can do. He can get a lot of quick outs within 3 pitches.
Jace Peterson off the glove of Belt into right field, so that'll be the first base runner. A line drive that Belt could not hang on to.
Jumping on the first pitch. And it just got on him too quick. He couldn't get up in time. So there is the first ball to hit the grass. Broadcaster's jinx. So Erlin will
try to lay down a sacrifice bunt. And he does. And Buster Posey is going to field it in foul territory.
Erlin's a pretty good athlete. And what we saw in San Diego was he handled that bat well. So you can't be too overly aggressive if you're a corner infielder, because if you come crashing down too hard, he'll pull the bat back and slash.
So Erlin will try to do it again with Peterson at first and one out. And a quick toss, and back is Peterson. We found out something about Peterson very early the first time we saw him, is he can run a little bit.
Yeah, he can run a lot. I mean, he's really a big reason why he's here at the big league level is because he can steal base. He had big stolen base years in the minor leagues. 39, 51, 42 last year.
This is off of Posey's shin guard. It's 0-2. Catchers get hit a lot, but on foul balls where hitters are trying to bunt, they're going to get nailed. And when a guy gets hit by a pitch, half the time the catcher gets hit too.
Yeah, you're right. Check swing, double Cafed. Lowe's, no cigar, says Paul Nauert. If you watch the way that,
I don't know about that one.
That's pretty close right there. I don't think it's obvious enough to get overturned.
1-2.
But when you watch Hudson throw the ball to first base out of the stretch, very compact move, and for all you young pitchers watching, you watch his footwork, because he'll step off the rubber very quickly with his back foot, position himself so that he's got a good stride step direction to where he's throwing.
And Erlin's out.
And it's the footwork that set up the play. One thing too is you see guys like most every pitcher, when they swing and break their hands from their glove and they swing their arm up their position, watch the footwork. Oh, this is to home. But that is very quick. He's a good athlete. He does everything well. Holds runners on. His unload time is good. He gives catchers a chance to throw out runners.
He can hit.
He can hit. He can bunt. Looks good in the uni.
Gives a good interview.
6'2" player. Yeah, and I was finishing out that one thought about when guys break their hands, the throwing hand will swing down below the belt. When Hudson's going to first base, that throwing motion will be a smaller circle, and the hand will not drop down below the belt. And he gets it up in a much quicker throwing position, and that's what enables him to get a very quick throw to first base combined with that footwork. It's lethal.
Strike to Cabrera, who bounced out to Belt. And Hudson really isn't really thinking that he's going to pick Peterson off. He's doing this for Buster Posey.
Well, it's 100% steal opportunity. I mean, you have your leadoff hitter on, 2 outs, and you have a runner at first. You have nothing to lose. If he steals the base, he's in position. If you don't steal it, you lead off next inning with your leadoff hitter. This is a pure steal situation for a base stealer. And the only thing keeping Peterson glued to that bag is how Hudson is upsetting his timing. He comes set. He's got a couple of different moves he's thrown to first base. He's had a couple of different moves that he's unloaded and gone home with. He's varied the count. Will come set and count to 1,000, then go. Comes set, count to 3, and go. He's varied his looks to first base with his head. All these little subtle things upset the timing of a hitter.
Runner goes. Posey's throw. Not in time. Pearson is second steal.
I mean, you're a base stealer if you can steal off of Hudson and Posey. Gets him the back leg. Larry Vanover, the crew chief, on the call. And he was safe. Just too wide off the bag with the throw from Posey, and that allowed a window of opportunity for Peterson, and he took full advantage of it.
Three and one.
Let's take a look at this young rookie's strike zone. A little bit too low for his eye.
It might have been a strike yesterday.
Oh, no doubt. Angel Hernandez, that's in his zone. And Cabrera will make you raise that pitch up, and that's how you want to try and hit a sinker ball, or make him get it up.
This time it goes to Tim Hudson.
Yeah, I think he threw a little cutter there. Not a whole lot higher than the previous pitch, but with different movement. One was going away from Cabrera. That was the ball. The other was coming back into it. Gamer Babes are here. And they're fired up.
3-2. And now Cabrera steps out. Hudson, you can see, like a lot of veteran guys, once people get on base, this game is going to slow down. But nobody's on, it will speed up. Got him. Second strikeout for Hudson. The big fellows are coming up, and Posey and Moore.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company, the Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
2-0 Giants, couple of gamers. As Pence takes a strike, Pence singled and scored on Morris's double. And here he looks at another strike. It's 0-2.
Yeah, that's a fastball that he took on the inside corner, and he was not looking inside. Remember his last at bat, he beat a fastball away, right back up the middle for a base hit. So Erlin's made the adjustment. They're going back in again. It's all about adjustment, and when you give up a base hit to a hitter, you know the area that he covered, and you don't want to go back to it. He's convinced that he can get there. Do something else.
Pence takes low. It's 2-2. Buster Posey on deck. And Pence fouls this one right below us.
Again, back on that inside corner. And these are things you talk about after an inning where a guy gets a hit off you.
And that one leaked out a little bit over the plate, and Pence bounces it foul. Two-two pitch up the middle. Erlin knocks it down. He will recover, pick it up, and throw Pence out. If that gets by him, it's a base hit. And that'll bring up Buster Posey.
Watch the way that Erlin finishes up. And he's in real good position to field the right side of the infield. He didn't have a lot of coverage going to the right field side, I beg your pardon, on that shortstop third base side. That's where he has all his coverage. So he gets a piece, goes to the bare hand, makes a nice play.
Posey takes a strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Buster popped out to the second baseman in the first inning. Here he takes low. Michael Morse on deck. Final game of this series. Final game of this very quick 6-game homestand. On the ground, foul.
You go back to San Diego, and Posey, first time seeing Erlin, gets a fastball and takes it right out to left center. Getaway game. Giants won that ball game. They did all their damage against Erlin early.
Posey pops it back and out of play. Into right center field. It'll be Venable. Time to log on to csnbayarea.com and decide the player of the game. Your vote counts. Winner will be revealed during Giants postgame live. Follow the action on the diamond like never, ever, ever before with enhanced Bloomberg stats and more. Giants in-game live on csnbayarea.com. You can log on right now and vote. Here's Morse, who doubled in the Giants' first run. And he takes a pitch down low with Brandon Belt on deck. The 1-0 pitch is low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yasmani Grandal, the catcher with the Padres, voicing some disapproval of the way that pitch was called with Mark Ripperger.
So pitched him backwards. It's 2-1.
Now, a nice 2-pitch combination there. He missed 1-0 with a fastball that could have been called a strike, but he put the fastball away in the mind that Morse comes back, same arm action, same location, but about 6 miles per hour slower, and he gets the swing through.
3-1 with Morris now thinking he's probably going to get that 3-1 changeup again.
Well, he'll definitely guess here. And that's what's good about a hitter's count, is you can freewheel and guess all you want.
That's why I never guessed right.
Well,
92-mile-an-hour fastball.
That's his best bolt right there. I mean, he reached back, and that's a little competition fastball. Sneaky.
Out of play. Erlen got in on the hands of Morse.
Four-seamer running in the hands, a little cut. So now you've definitely established hard stuff in the mind of Morse with the 3-1 fastball and the 3-2 fastball. And that sets up that changeup again.
Out of play. Pretty good battle going on right now.
And that really was a good fight off right there, because that was the changeup. They set the target away, but even it came across the plate. It was down and in, but a changeup is a pitch. I think you can get away with bad location more than any other pitch. And he just missed it. He was not fooled.
And the walk.
Way back. We've been saying that a lot about Michael Morse. I wish we could have the conversation that is going on between this man's ears as he walks into that batter's box.
He talks to himself.
Now, swinging and missing will make a hitter talk to himself, and he is in a big-time slump in that regard.
And a high fastball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
The beautiful thing about this game is it could all leave your brain with one solid line drive.
Belt out of play. The 1-1 to Belt. Belt, little flare to left. Is this going to fall? You bet it does. And it kicks all the way back into the infield. And Belt has got a double. Remember that hit.
Maybe the one that turns him around. Now, of all the Padre outfielders, Seth Smith probably has the smallest range in the outfield. And he did not get a great break on this. He expected a little more fly ball. He kind of did a circuitous route to it, and then when he finally decided he needed to get it, he just couldn't get there in time. Tries a slide. It looks like it hits off his shin bone, and it kicks back to Cabrera at shortstop.
I do like the kick save, though. Here's Hicks. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, he bunched him up nice with that fastball above the hands. Really broke the swing down. Both elbows collapsed through that swing. Going right back in there again.
Opposite field home run for Hicks. It happened in the second.
Now looking away, getting what he's looking for, staying real solid with that front side, and just letting his hands start to sing. Impressive home run.
Couple of men in scoring position. Hicks will step out.
Erlen has shaken off about 3 pitches that Grandal has suggested. So it's clear he definitely has an idea as to what he wants to throw here, way ahead in the count 0-2.
And he got him to end the inning. Giants strand a couple. We've played 3. It remains the Giants 2 and the Padres nothing.
Happening here at AT&T Park tonight, no exception. Fans before the game this evening got to see Sharon Robinson. She's the daughter of legendary Jackie Robinson. And in conjunction with Major League Baseball, she honored 5th grader Raymond Beasley the Fifth. What a name. He goes to R. Paul Cray Elementary. It's in Brentwood. And he won the Breaking Barriers Essay Contest, which encourages kids to write about barriers and obstacles they face and how they use the values Jackie Robinson exemplified to get through a difficult time. Gentlemen, Raymond's a stud. Way to go, Raymond.
That is good stuff. Plus, he looked like he had his game face on. Venable takes a bit wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Maybe not game, maybe studious face.
Studious face?
Something that I didn't have a whole lot of. Tap right back to Hudson.
See the red ribbon on the uniform of Tim Hudson, and you'll see it on every Giant tonight. It's the 21st anniversary of Until There's a Cure Day. Padres wearing the same ribbon.
There was about a 4-year stretch where it was at Candlestick. Smith rolls it foul, where it wasn't just until there's a cure day. It was also until there's a cure day and a fight day on the field.
Well,
and it was usually with the Colorado Rockies.
It's amazing what has happened in the world of research with HIV in the last 21 years. It's just been remarkable. But lots of work yet to be done. And tonight, it has become a great tradition here.
0-1 to Smith with 1 out. Smith is going to lift this one into right center field. Pence tells everybody that he's got it, and he does.
Just took his legs out, and what Tim Hudson does so often, he just takes the sting out of a hitter's bat. And you do it by taking his legs out. Watch the body shift right through, and the weight go on the front foot. Now he starts to reach. Once you get a hitter to reach, you've got him. You want him to hit the ball.
Unless that pitch is down and in, he's not going to hit it anywhere. Here's Yasmani Grandal, and he looks at a strike. Grandal bounced out to Hicks in the second. And a good pitch, nothing in 2.
This tight little breaking ball, and everything he's hitting tonight is right around the knees when they get to Posey. Unless they want to change sight lines like that and elevate on purpose. But for the most part, he knew this ballpark was playing short. He knew he had to establish knee-high command, and he's done it since the first pitch of this game.
Driven into Triple's alley, and nobody's going to get it. It's going to bounce, flatten out, and Yasmani Grandal is going to have himself a 2-out double.
He went down and got that one.
So that's the second hit for the Padres.
Knee high out of the middle of the play. I mean, they wanted the thing off the plate away. It kind of came back in the strike zone. And Grandal, nice job of finding a gap. For catchers, it's doubles alley.
Yeah, that's a fact. So here's Jed Jerko, who hit a ground ball to Brandon Crawford in his only other at bat. And he grounds this one to Crawford. Crawford has it on the belt, and that'll end the inning. Crawford, Arias, Hudson coming up.
presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, Thursday, May 15th is Japanese Heritage Night. Your special event package will include a ticket to see the Giants take on the Miami Marlins. Also, access to the Japanese Heritage Night pregame party and a 50th anniversary bust of Masanori Murakami commemorating his breakthrough as the first Japanese-born player in the major leagues. Remember, to receive the Japanese Heritage Night giveaway item, you need to purchase the special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out.
Here's Crawford. Crawford hit the ball right on the nose, but it found the glove of Cameron Maybin. I told him the other day, I said, you know what, you're doing it again. He goes, what? I said, you're hitting the ball at people. He goes, I know.
Well, you keep hitting it hard, it's going to fall sooner or later.
Just like that, down the right field line. Crawford's on the move. Crawford's on the move. Crawford's headed to third. Here's the throw, and he made it. He may be a little bit out of gas, but he made it.
And that's a gutsy call from Tim Flannery. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a leadoff double. I mean, obviously, the leadoff triple is better. But you're taking on two good arms. Right past Alonso at first base. He hooks the ball. No chance there. But as it gets in the corner, this is what Flannery reads. It kind of hangs out there, and it causes Venable to have to go dig it out. And despite two pretty good relay throws, Crawford beats it. And that man right there deemed the risk a good one.
Yeah, well, his butt was on the line.
Yes, it was.
Infield will play halfway, at least up the middle, for Joaquin Arias. And Arias, a little pop-up into center field. This is probably not going to do it. Crawford thought about it. He had me convinced he was coming. And Arias does not get the job done.
He certainly convinced Cameron Maybin. And if he'd have gone down that line and tried, he'd have been out by 15 feet. Just not enough depth on the fly ball. And that's a rough walk back to the dugout for Arias.
So here's Hudson, who singled in the second.
And he's a good bunter. And he's a great guy to put on a safety squeeze.
And he takes a pitch for a strike. Now the infield is all the way in. I used to be in this spot where a guy was on third, and he kept breaking down the line like it was a squeeze. It was like, no, because a lot of times in those days, pitchers were taught to throw it right at you.
That's the way we were taught.
It was like, stop doing that. And Hudson on 3 pitches, and he's not buying it. Not going to see a pitcher argue too many times, but with a guy on third and less than 2 outs and a guy that can hit a little bit.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen this pitch called a strike. And oftentimes you will see an umpire expand the zone a little bit for pitchers. Pretty perfect 0-2 pitch.
Perez looks at a strike. Now the Giants need a hit or a mistake by the Padres defense. And a quick 0-2.
Well, the only way you take fastballs like that is if you're looking at the inside part of the plate. Unless you're just flat out guessing for something soft. Either look at middle in or guessing soft. Going inside hard.
And tied him up, and that'll end the inning. Through 4, 2-0 Giants.
Alonso, Maybin, and Jace Peterson to face Tim Hudson. Hudson, no walks, a couple of strikeouts. And here's Alonso, who bounced out to Hicks in the 5th. And he's going to take the first pitch wide. Two 2-0. So Hudson a little off on the first 2 pitches to Alonso.
You know, we've seen a lot of young umpires for the first time this year, more so than any other year. And Mark Reppinger is another one of those umpires. And just about all of them have low ball preferences. They call more low strikes around the knees than they do belt high strikes.
Well, Hudson needs to throw a strike right here. And he does, and it's 3-1.
You can see by the actions, Hudson's a bit frustrated. He's thinking, that's the same pitch, just call the ball. Now, what's the deal? And don't think for 1 second that veteran pitchers will not work a rookie umpire.
That's foul. Look out down there. Three and 2. And the payoff now is tapped slowly to Belt. Belt coming in. He will flip it to Hudson. And the first out is recorded. All right, let's check out our McDonald's True Stories. On this date in 2004, Brian Dallimore making his first Major League start. He knocked a grand slam over the wall against Dontrell Willis for his first big league base hit. Dallimore became just the 5th player since 1974 to hit a grand slam for his first Major League hit as the Giants went on to defeat the Marlins 12-9. His only home run. He made it a big one. Here's Maybin. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
That ball dude on the first base line was Rick Apicicea. Apicicea. I've been practicing.
Hit out into right center field. Pence. 2 down. Life is beautiful if you get it up where the outfielders can get underneath it in Triples Alley.
You're right. I mean, if you get it, have all the fly balls go out there, there's so much room. And what teams have done here, and watching how the Giants play this field, they've copied the Giants and they've taken away that gap. You can see how far off the line that Hunter Pence is. I mean, that's a long way.
Here's Peterson. Peterson singled off of the glove of Belt. He had a line drive. And a call strike to even the count.
Nice changeup. Well, you go back and chart all the pitches that he's throwing when he's been behind the count, and he's really mixed it up. Slider, curveball, changeup, split. And that's right. He throws both the changeup and the split. 2 different pitches.
Slowly hit to Belt again. To Hudson. Hudson better hurry. And they got him. And Hudson, remember, that's how he was injured last year. So he's got to at least be thinking about it a little bit as he goes over to cover. Did he get him? You bet he did.
Giants game. Hey, we know San Francisco Giants fans take great photos, and we want to see them, just like Anna. She sent hers in. She tweeted. She's from Modesto. There it is. She says, if you're a giraffe, I'm a giraffe. Obviously, she's talking about Brandon Belt. Tweet your fan photo. Hashtag CSNBA fan photo. Include your name and your hometown, and you might get on a broadcast. Dwayne?
Are we eligible to... We might come up with something in Atlanta.
Yeah, counting on it.
Here's Pence. Pence, little pop-up over by the Padre dugout. And it's no balls and one strike. Buster Posey on deck. Down low to even the count. Breaking ball, 1-2. So early, pretty good curveball to Hunter Pence. Pence who went back to Erlin. They knocked it down and threw him out in the third inning. And it's 2-2.
I mean, that's a good curveball. Bounce that thing at home plate as big as that thing is. That nice high 3/4 release that he's got. A lot of tilt on that pitch. And he is not afraid to come inside. You can see why the Padres like this young pitcher. Very competitive out there.
And Hunter Pence stays alive.
And he's dragging it through the garden. The last 3 pitches, he threw a 1-2 curveball in the dirt. Pence checks it. He throws a fastball at 91 on the inside corner, missed by maybe a half of a ball. Then he comes back at a 2-2, and he throws a 3-2 pitch, and he comes in with a changeup. So it gives him all 3 different looks, all 3 quality pitches.
On the ground is short for Everett Cabrera. And Pence is just retired.
Well, Monday, May 12th is Filipino Heritage Night. Your special event ticket, well, it's going to include a ticket to see the Giants take on the Atlanta Braves and a collector's edition Filipino Lucille bobblehead. Every ticket sold benefits the continued relief efforts in the typhoon-devastated region of the Philippines. Remember, to receive Filipino Lucille bobblehead, you need to purchase this special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Buster Posey has popped out and he's flied out. And he ropes this one over Jerko's head into right center field. So that's a 1-out single, and that'll bring Michael Morse to the plate.
Now, he hit a home run last night off Eric Stoltz, and there are some similarities between Stoltz and Erlin. And I think the first 2 at-bats, he went up there looking to go to left field, trying to pull, trying to think the bleachers on a hot night when there was lots of carry. And it messed him up, and he went right back to the right center field gap and had a great at-bat. So he kind of corrected himself within the game, which is what the good hitters do.
Morris has doubled and he's walked. And he takes a big curveball for a strike. Bullpen activity now. Stoffer headed down to the pen. Posey with his lead. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2.
So a big slow curveball, strike 1. Then he throws a changeup on the inside part of the plate in the dirt. Soft ball in the first 2 pitches of this at bat. And that definitely sets up hard stuff in.
Now Morris will ask for time. Rockies leading the Diamondbacks 4-1. That game in the 7th inning in the desert.
on a play down the right field line.
It's amazing with all the soft stuff that Erlin's throwing, really pitching away at the defense. They are totally giving Michael Morse the left field line. They've got Seth Smith pulled about 10-12 steps over towards the gap in left center, and they're just exposing the left field line to a right-handed hitter with power.
Very close, 1-2.
Not missed by much. So, as we talked about, 2 soft pitches to start the at-bat, 2 hard pitches in after the speed was established. And it's a good time to go back in the dirt after you come up right around the letters with the fastball.
Hit up the middle. Cabrera will step on second, and that's a double play to end the inning. So nice job by Robbie Erlin. Onward we go to the 6th, and it's 2-0 Giants. And Clippers, that's right. Northern California trying to get after that team in Los Angeles. The pregame live is going to start at 6:30. The tip-off will be at 7:30, and you can watch it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Warriors Clippers, do or die for the Warriors. Here's Robbie Erlin, who takes a strike. We'll be in Atlanta, 10:30 for us to watch that game, and we will be watching. Swing and a miss, another and 2. Did you get the suite in Atlanta so we can watch that?
Absolutely.
Good.
Biggest one they got.
Hors d'oeuvres, pizza. It's 10:30, so I figure you got all that laid out. By 11:15 will be asleep.
Yeah, oh yeah. We'll never see midnight.
Which would only be 9 o'clock our time. Rolled foul. It remains 1-2 for Hudson. Give me an evaluation on number of pitches.
Well, you'd like to have a guy ideally be right around 75 by the end of the 5th. 70-75. He's at 55, and he's 4 pitches into the 6th.
Got him.
So extremely economical. Well, if you're looking to host a group at the ballpark, check out the all-new Dockers deck. This outdoor premium space has a unique elevated view of the field located under the iconic glove in left center field. and it will see up to 18 people. And it includes a snack bar and a beverage package for your guests. So information, call 415-972-2298.
Here's Everett Cabrera, who bounces this one to Belt. A lot of activity for Belt tonight.
And a lot of one-pitch outs. I mean, pitching coaches get really excited if you get a guy out in 3 pitches.
5 ground balls to Belt.
There you see the total, 57 pitches on the night. The most he's thrown in any inning is 12. And that gets a pitching coach extremely happy. And right about now, guys are leaving the dugout, and hitting coaches and managers are telling them to take a pitch, which hitters love to hear.
Yeah, especially when that first pitch is right down the pipe. And you take a pitch, and all of a sudden it's 0-2.
I know one guy who's glad April's almost over. And we are on the last day of April. And it's this guy in the batter's box. Roy Venable was the MVP of this Padres team last year. And he had what everybody thought was going to be a breakout year. Hit 22 homers.
Venable out swinging to end the inning. For the Giants, Belt, Hicks, Crawford, 2-0.
Is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Giants 2, Padres nothing. We are getting to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Tim Hudson, 0 runs, 2 hits allowed. He has struck out 4 through 6 innings. And this little guy here, very happy. Dad, can I use something to wipe my hands, please? How about more cotton candy? And that is not a small pinch either. He's a finger licker.
Belt goes the other way, but it's right at Smith. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, if you're not a finger licker, if you eat cotton candy, then you're going to stick to everything in sight, and you might do that anyway.
Well, he keeps the fingers spread apart, too, because he knows when they come together, they may not ever be separated.
He's about 2 feet from tapping that guy with the nice shirt on the back.
He's looking for some place to wipe his hands.
Here's Hicks. Hicks is homered and struck out. And he looks at a strike, and it's 0-1.
A lot of first pitch changeups. been a good pitch for him. Nobody really has done much with it tonight.
Two.
We saw this similar thing happen in his last start. All the runs the Giants got off early were in the first couple innings, and he shut it down after that.
The Giants won that game 4-2. So that'll back Hicks off the plate, which is exactly what Erlin wanted to do. Now we'll see if he throws that changeup low and away.
Well, two options. You can go soft away, or you can go hard stuff right back in on the hands. And Ridal wants curveball.
And Hicks out for the second time.
All right, time now for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. And last night, Randy Crawford put on a play that had all of us talking, and this place was buzzing. And it watches right foot throws off, the left foot steps behind it, high over the top release, and I'm talking plenty of steam to throw a strike over to get the out at first. And that, we think, is worthy of our Togo's big play the Togo's way.
Crawford lined out to center field in the second, then tripled over the first base bag in the fourth. And he fouls this one back. He had a good rip.
And the Brandons have done some damage tonight. Brandon Bell a double, Brandon Hicks a home run, Brandon Crawford a triple.
Oh, and 2.
Biggest growth in this guy's young career has been between the ears in the batter's box. He is really learning how to think well when he takes his at bats. Makes nice adjustments within the bat, within the game. And what he has done this year to improve his approach to left-handed pitching has been really remarkable.
Hit on the ground to Jerko at second. And for Erland, it'll be a 1-2-3-6. Seventh inning coming up. Oh, yeah, he's hanging in there. Summary, and it's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Robbie Erlin's been good. He's allowed a couple of runs. Hudson's been better, and he's thrown 60 pitches. Hicks is 5th home run of the season, and Morse has an RBI double.
And it'll be Smith, Grandal, and Jerko here in the 7th inning. Smith is 0 for 2. He's hit 2 fly balls. And he takes a strike. Happy birthday, by the way, to my wife. In order to get in the house tonight, I needed to pass that along.
Well, happy birthday, Michelle Kuiper.
0-1. Well, they try hard to stay up for us when we come home.
It's not easy.
Oh, 2 to Smith.
Softball on first pitch, a little breaking ball, flipped it over, strike one. That came back with a great split.
1-2.
Tried to go front door with that sinker. I mean, he's just got so many different ways he can get you. He's faced 21 hitters tonight. He's had strike one on 17 of them. And that's dominant. And he's mixed it all up. He's thrown every pitch he's had on that first pitch, which is what you have to do.
Morris coming in. Now he'll slow down.
Take a look at more April notes for Hudson. 33-11 is his career record in April. 11th best in baseball since 1914. In this season, 8th time in April with 3 wins. Never won 4 in April. Last Giant pitcher to win 4 April games was Madison Bumgarner. He did it in 2012, 4-1. So a chance to do it tonight.
Here's Grandal. Grandal out into left center field. Perez got a good jump, and it's going to be Morris. The big guy wins the battle in that one.
No, you're right. I mean, Juan Perez is put together well. I mean, if he was raised in this country, probably would have been a running back. But you're not going to win the war against Michael Morse. I mean, Michael Morse is one of the biggest guys in the league. He's 6'5", 245, and there's 0 fat on the guy.
Here's Jerko. Jerko with a base hit to left field.
Remember that center fielder's the captain unless your left fielder is 6'5", weighs 245.
Yeah. Then if you're Morris, then that guy's just a distraction. So here's Yonder Alonso with 2 outs and a runner at first. Alonso is bounced out twice, once to Hicks, once to Belt. And he gets the call on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants outfield pretty much straight away against Alonso. This is bounced to Hicks. Hicks has it, and that'll end the inning. Another ground ball. It's 2-0 Giants. Bottom of the 7th coming up.
Early enough, Dwayne and Mike, you know this. You never know what you're going to see. And today I just happened to come across a photo shoot with the Giants' Brandon Crawford. He may have drawn the short straw for this one. He's helping to promote Opera in the Park. It's a free event on July 5th. It's La Traviata. It's going to be simulcast right here at AT&T Park. He had to do some champagne clinking, some top hat wearing. He is a good sport. Dwayne?
Well, I don't see Crawford frowning. Here's Arias. To me, it looked like that was a genuine smile. So I don't think it was punishment. Hey, you got to be a good sport. 1-0 to Arias. Arias drives it into right center field. He's going to have a base hit. Venable's going to cut it off, and Arias is aboard with a leadoff single. Fans, follow every Giants game with MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live in look-ins, instant replay, score, stats, audio, free MLB TV game of the day, and more. Download the app at the App Store or visit sfgiants.com today.
Well, a nice round of applause for Tim Hudson.
Here's Hudson. Hudson bunts it. And they're going to call it foul. Remember you thought the App Store was on Market Street?
Yeah, I'm still looking for the App Store.
The corner of Market and Montgomery.
Dale Thayer. Man with the big mustache. Starting to get heated up.
So Hudson trying to get Arias to second. Everyone's going to check on Arias, who's not going anywhere. Juan Perez is on deck. We are in the 7th. Well, Hudson's not happy so far that he hasn't gotten Arias to second, but he's got another shot at it.
That throw over called by Bud Black to see if at 2 strikes Hudson was going to show bunt. Indeed he did. So now Black knows how to play his defense. Not a real surprise, just a confirmation.
Hudson. Erlin thought about it. Jerko covering the bag. So in his 3rd attempt, Hudson gets Arias to second.
Well, an interesting pitch there too, because the easiest pitch to bunt is a break the ball, because the movement of the pitch is going down, and when you make contact, usually you're going to be able to put it on the ground. I mean, most organizations teach to throw that high fastball because that's when you pop up. And with 2 strikes, you can't be fine. First base, third base, you usually just try and bunt it back to the pitcher. Nice job.
Here's Perez, who's 0 for 3. Chasing that breaking ball, and it's no balls and 1 strike. That must have got Grandal.
Here's Bochy with a smile. Lots of pats on the backs. He's earned them. But if you look at that face, he's got work to do. And that's the look you want to see in your starter.
Cabrera was playing Perez in the hole, and he makes an off-balance throw in time.
Yeah, and he does like that effort. I mean, there's a lot of pressure. That really isn't an easy curveball. We said it's easier to put the ball on the ground with a breaking ball, but that curveball he got, that was a pretty big one.
We're going to get a double switch with Hunter Pence coming up. Alonso made the last out. So we'll sort it all out when it's time for a change. Think Speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Well, Del Thayer, he's a sinker slider guy, and then mixing an occasional changeup. Off to a great start, 2-0 with 0.71 ERA. He's lights out, just 12 runners and 12 2/3 with strikeout inning. Those are good numbers. Got a low 3/4 release. And you're going to see low to mid-90s velocity with that fastball, and he will put the ball on the ground.
See, Amarista is now at second. Two pitches, 2 strikes. Hunter Pence is 0 for 7 lifetime against Dale Thayer. Pence goes the other way, and it's foul.
Well, Thayer's not really doing anything tricky. He's just pounding the outside corner with high velocity sink. You try and pull this guy, you're going to have a rough at bat.
One and two.
Away, backdoor sink, and then a big flat slider. I don't see a lot of changeups to right-handers, but he will throw that to lefties. Kind of reminds you of Goose Gossage.
In a couple of different ways.
6 feet tall, 230.
Pence on the ground towards the hole. Cabrera, long throw, not in time. He can move a little bit.
Once that got deep in the hole, it was going to be a tough play. And one of the few times that Hunter Pence did not have a big backswing to get unwound. So he was in a good position to beat this one out. And despite Cabrera, who has an outstanding arm, he keeps sitting alive. There you see almost no back through it. He was off and running. And that was the difference in the play. He got unwound and he beat it out by about a half a step. Head down, just keep going. And here's your reward. Buster Posey gets the hit.
3 for 8 lifetime against Thayer. Pence goes, swinging a bouncing ball. Oh, the middle for a base hit. Arias scores, Pence to third, 3-0 Giants. And for Buster Posey, his second hit.
Once I saw Pence go and that ball go up the middle, I'm thinking, it's going to bring a middle infielder right into play. But fortunately, it was the second baseman, Amarista, who was covering, and not the shortstop, Cabrera.
You know what? Nobody was covering second.
How about that? They were giving him the bag. If they cover second, they may have a chance to get it.
Absolutely. So here's Morris. And a strike to Morris at 94, and it's 0-1.
Thayer, Californian from Murrieta, went to Chico State, played baseball up there. Great program up there. Good town, good baseball town. We found that out firsthand.
Oh. Down low, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Hudson still thinking about Cameron Maben, Jace Peterson, and Alexi Amarista, the 3 guys he's going to face in the 8th.
And a big rip, 2-2.
But he's on it. I mean, how many times have we seen him slide his hips through a swing? Not often. He lets it get deep. And that's a good rip. Got what he was looking for. Just a little tardy getting to it.
Buster Posey goes, and a swing and a miss, and that's going to end the inning. Giants pick up a run after 7 here at AT&T Park. It's the Giants 3 and the Padres nothing. Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Last night, Yasmero Petit's win was the 7th win by a Giants starting pitcher. He replaced an injured Matt Cain, who had gone 13 straight April starts without a win. Penn leads the majors with 9 wins. Tim Hudson has 3 of the 7 starter wins. Those are your facts right there, folks.
Cold hard facts.
Blanco now in left field. So here's Cameron Maybin. Maybin is bounced out and he's flied out. Curveball hit on the ground, and that's a fair ball right over the bag. And it'll be a double for Maybin. That's the first time the Padres have had their leadoff hitter on tonight.
And in scoring position. Well, a breaking ball that kind of got lazy middle in, and he just spinned on it. They've been playing Arias off the line. And that just beat the defense.
So here's Peterson.
He's had good at-bats against Hudson.
He's singled and he's bounced out to Belt. And a strike at the knees. Hudson a look at Maybin, and this is hit up the middle to Hicks. Hicks will make the play. Maybin moves to third. And that'll bring up Amarista. So Amarista batting for the first time. He'll come into this at bat hitting at 175. He's got a home run. He's got 5 RBIs.
Giants playing the middle infield back there. They give up a run to get an out here. It's the beauty of a 3-0 lead.
Almost hit Amarista.
And that could surprise a catcher. I mean, as pinpoint with the accuracy of his command tonight that Hudson has been, it could catch you out of by surprise. And Buster Posey had to come way across his buddy and make a backhander to dig out that low slider. I haven't seen him miss by a wide margin at all with any of his pitches tonight.
That's going to be foul right through the bullpen.
I think he feels he can go in there with breaking balls. He can get him to hit foul balls and get strikes with it. And you can do that with a hitter who looks to pull. And that's something that an old pitcher will get a feel of.
And the 1-1 to Amarista, swinging a bouncing ball up the middle. Crawford will make the play. Maybin will score. It's 3-1, and now they're 2 outs.
You know, and that's the difference of being ahead 3-0 or being tied. Running third base is deep into a ball game, 1-run ball game or a tie game. You're going to have your middle fielders in, and that's a base hit. You have a run to give. You play your middle infielders back. They make that play. .76 pitches, the 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Here's Cabrera with 2 outs and nobody on. And he's going to take outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Bullpen activity now for the Giants. It'll be Affeldt and Casilla. 1 ball and 1 strike. Will Venable to follow should Cabrera reach. 1-2.
Nice back foot slider. He might go back in there again.
That's one of those areas where if a guy swings at it once and misses, good chance he'll swing and miss again. Trick is getting the swing at it. And that last pitch was perfect.
And Cabrera got a piece to stay alive.
Posey thinking the same thing, calling that breaking ball down and in. Now with the whole at bat down around the knees, you might think about going up around the chest with a fastball. He's used the high fastball to change sightlines about a half a dozen times tonight. He wants front door sink.
Got him. 5 strikeouts for Hudson. Brendan Belt will lead things off. 3-1 Giants. Giants with a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and it'll be Belt facing Thayer with Hicks and then Crawford. And Belt takes down low, 1 ball and no strike. And tight 2-0 and make it 1-1. Well, Bruce Bochy was quite in agreement with that.
Yeah, Bruce Bochy's pulling for his young hitter. Get out of the slump. Doesn't want to be put into a hole and lose a strike in the bat on a check swing. And that's the area that has given him so much problem. All right, let's take a look at the check swing. Did he go? No, he did not go. So, Angel Hernandez, there goes your perfect night.
Got him. All right, let's take a look at our Honda player of the game. Who is it? That's Jim Hudson. He's been absolutely terrific. Hudson with 5 strikeouts. He hasn't walked anybody. And he allowed the lone run in the 8th inning.
He's just been so efficient. And when you are throwing that much movement, different type of movement at hitters and placing it where you want, you're going to be tough, and he has been.
Here's Hicks. Hicks is homered, and then Erlin struck him out the next 2 times up. Way outside, and it's a ball and a strike. fouls it out of play, 1-2. Hicks's home run, by the way, went to the opposite field.
Yeah, an AT&T rarity. Right-hander going out the right side of this field.
And for Hicks, that's a hat trick. And out there, struck out 3 in a row. And here's Crawford.
It's kind of an unusual night. Your first at bat the night you go up there and you hit an opposite field home run. You're thinking, all right, here we go. Hat trick.
A lot of guys that would take that.
Some guys have made a lot of money doing that.
Absolutely. Here's Crawford. Crawford tripled in the 4th. He's hit on the ground to Amarista. And we will go to the 9th inning, where Tim Hudson's going to come out. It's the Giants 3 and the Padres 1. And I'll also talk about the game with the fellas, Murph and Mac, tomorrow morning on KNBR 680. So here's Hudson. He'll face Will Venable, who is 0 for 3 in this game. Romo is starting to throw in the bullpen. And Venable rolls the first pitch foul right over the Padre dugout, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
And I don't know how long they'll go into this inning if he allows a base runner. So this becomes a real critical hitter for Hudson in order for him to finish this game.
Hudson got in on the hands of Venable.
And there's Rick Apicicea making friends.
Picked up a nice young lady. 0-2 now to Venable. Got him.
Slider right off the inside corner, breaking down. And the back foot slider is a thing of beauty. And that's a 3-pitch seal. Strikeout number 6. You can see Posey wanting a little bit down, but it winds up being a good pitch anyway.
Here's Smith. Smith is flied out 3 times. Get on the ground towards the hole. Hits the belt.
Can't make that play any better. That's him 1 out away from his 14th shutout in his career. And a play like this will give you some gas in the gas tank. Beautiful. Into a slide. Spins on the ground from his back knee. Makes the exchange. Glove hand, bare hand. And there's your strike. Grab some pie and meat.
Here's Grandal, who doubled in the 4th. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
I can't tell you how cool it is when everybody's on their feet and they're cheering for you to finish. I said I called it a shutout. I guess it's 3-1. Might as well look at the score. In my mind, it's a shutout.
Yeah, it's pitching like it's a shutout.
Well, then I should start getting excited about complete games.
1 ball and 1 strike.
He's had 25 complete games. How about that?
Well, he's getting the corners now, 1 and 2.
Yep. Well, he's worked this rookie umpire, and he really has done a nice job behind the plate. And this is definitely one to make a hitter turn his head.
Deep to right, headed to the water, gone. And it's 3-2. And now a decision for Bruce Bochy.
Now he's looking up at the pitch count, and there's 89 pitches up there, and then he's saying, you know what, that's enough. I'm bringing in Romo. He's on the top step. He's waiting for the pitcher to get announced. They only have right-handers left on the Padres bench. Nice swing, boy. I mean, he knew it too. Gonzalez had 2 great at-bats tonight against Hudson. A double and now a splash hit.
Well, Hudson is going to receive a really terrific ovation as he departs.
Well, he's earned it.
When it's time for a change, staying speedy, oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up from Smog Experts. We'll be back. And he departs with a 1-run lead. He gives way to the Giants closer, Sergio Romo. And there you see the numbers for Romo.
All good. 6 for 6 in save-outs. 10 strikeouts against a couple of walks. Just 8 base runners. Trying to save it for this man here who was absolutely fantastic tonight.
Then Arfia is 1 for 6 in his career against Romo. First pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. He threw him a first pitch fastball.
Giants have pitched him well in this series.
And he comes back with a strike. Hit foul down the right field line and out of play. It's now 1-2.
Well, he was diving on that other half looking for that slider.
Romo ready. Outside the slider, 2-2.
Yeah, he's mad at himself for that one. He wanted one that was a little bit of a better tease than that wide angle slurve.
And the 2-2 to Denarfia. Hit up the middle. Crawford ranges to his left to Belt. Ball game. So behind Tim Hudson, Romo, a big fly and a couple of key hits. The Giants take 2 out of 3 from the Padres.
Now in a 5-6 homestand or 5-1 homestand, they really played great ball. And this is coming up to a road trip that is going to be a bit nasty. 3 teams that are going to be good opponents, and you needed to have some confidence going in, and folks, they've got it.
So Hudson's going to win his 4th game in April. He's never done that before. And the final score here tonight is the Giants 3 and the Padres 2. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews and the wrap is coming up. But first, let's go to the Sportsnet Central studio.